What's up? The Bodhi Bros are back again. I'm Phoenix Ray.
John with the J.
And we're doing our Bro Talk series where we have nothing planned. We just come in here and we just talk and see where it goes. You know, we used to do this as our pre-show. You know, we'd have a subject we were going to do, you know, carpooling and stuff. So we would do a pre-show. We'd come on here. We would talk about what's going on with each other during the week. And we used to always say, like, man, this should be the show. This is always way better than what we do once we hit record. So it took us a long time to finally realize this and do this. So now we don't really prep virtually at all what we're going to talk about.
And no, not at all. In fact, today, folks, he cut me off. He's like, all right, you ready to hit record? And I was like, I don't even get a hello. He's very serious about this, folks. And I am too. So hello, it's really hard because as soon I don't get to see you for a week. And it's always like, I think maybe even the both of us have struggled in the past with like just going, you can't hear me? Oh no. No, you can't hear me. Bring back Phoenix Ray. I'll be right back, folks. It's usually just a quick glitch in the system. You back? Are you back? Okay, great. So I think, I can't speak for you, but maybe, isn't it hard, like, when we don't see each other, and sometimes it's 2 weeks if our schedules are, we see each other, it's like, we both have so much we want to say, right? But don't want to overwhelm the other person. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm looking at when we're doing this new, and I just want to take a moment to breathe into this because I was like, okay, right. There's still certain things that we shouldn't talk about, but I want to. And what did you say?
You know, I think, like I said, we have to have compassionate discernment of what we say, I think. And all right. So anyways, so last night, me and my girlfriend were going to the bar. And so we go there and, you know, we got to go sit we usually sit at the bar area. So we're going to sit near the end of the bar, and the two spots are open up. And there was another couple that was like a couple seats down. I go to sit down, and the girl that's with the guy, she kind of does like, gives me like a look, like a smile, like a, you know, she's like a hey. You know, and I smile back, but like I only smile back because like I thought like maybe this was like somebody I knew. But then I realized I have no idea who this person is. And I'm thinking like, why is she just checking me out like that? Like she's with a guy. I'm, you know, with my girl. So whatever. We sit down, order drinks. And I noticed like, cause like, so she's like on my left and I'm like looking, so I could see them, but I'm looking at her. And I noticed both of them keep looking over at us.
I know where you're going, dude. I know where you're going. Go ahead. Take us there.
They keep looking over at us. And I'm thinking like, this is kind of strange, whatever. But you know, I'm drinking like that. And then like at one point I'm looking at her and she does one of those like, you know, moves over and like looks at me like a big smile. Like
she held up a sign that said, I'm looking at you, dude.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I ordered a drink, screwball whiskey. And then they start commenting like, because the bartender was like, pouring it right by kind of between us. And so we start talking. My girl didn't know any of this was going on. I don't think she knew. I didn't think
so you didn't whisper anything like,
are they no, because I don't know. I
just let it happen. You were letting it happen.
I didn't. So they start talking to us, and but it was just like small talk about like, you know, the drink or whatever, about like whiskey or whatever. And then it just ended, and that was it. But I was like, you know, like they like leave a little bit after that, and I'm like thinking like, man, that couple was weird. Why would they keep looking at us? And like, and that girl was like definitely like, you know, like looking at me that, and obviously she's like, you know, they were probably swingers. And I didn't know a clue. I'm like, I never had anything like that happen. Like,
oh, this was the first time being selected from a crowd of many. You were specially chosen, man.
Yeah. And then I started thinking like after this, you know, like later on, and I thinking like, man, could I ever even do something like that? I don't think I don't think I could. I don't think I could. I don't know. I think it takes a, and I'm an open-minded person, but it's
Right.
like it's one of those things that's like I don't know. I almost feel like you either have to be at a very, very, very comfortable level with that. I mean, not that I'm not at a comfortable level with my girlfriend,
Right.
but yeah, it's like a whole different level, a
It's,
whole different
I think
level.
that's a good way to say it, a whole different level. And not like it's a level up here that only some have achieved. It's just a different level,
Yeah,
right?
it's not a. I don't think
An
it's a better or worse.
unfamiliar level, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's a better or worse level. It's just a
Right,
different level.
right.
And
And
then I was just thinking, like, man, that just kind of seems, that different level. And I was thinking, like, I almost don't think I could do that with like somebody that I really like love or care about. Like, I'd almost have to be with somebody like dating somebody, or maybe even like that I wasn't that interested in. Well, it's just because, like, okay,
because
what if this dude's got like a massive schlong?
here it
And
is,
what if he's
folks.
like, what if you're looking over and he's like doing stuff to your girl that, like, and she's getting off in different ways that like you
She's
never
making
got off.
noises you've never heard before.
Right. So I'd be like, what, banging this girl, then be like, slap her. But then I'm big, and then it's like, it would just be like a roller coaster of emotions because I'd be mad, but then I'd be like, well, then I'm with her. And then what if I enjoy like whatever that.
Oh no, we lost Ray. We lost Ray. We lost Ray. Are you back? He's not back. In 3, 2, bring us back to the Phoenix. Ray. And he's back. No?
All right, now I'm back.
Okay, good. Man, that was a long
So
one.
it's just like, I just feel like it's like a roller coaster of like emotions. Like, you're watching your girl get plowed, and then you're like, but then you're doing something, and then it's like, and then afterwards, it's just, I don't know, it just be too.
So what I'm hearing you say is for you to explore this uncharted territory of a layer, it would have to be in a relationship with someone like that was just new or you weren't too serious about, because when you look over and that's happening and those noises are being made, you're like, good for her. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like, all
I'd be like,
right.
yeah, go get it, girl. But it's
Yeah, it's
like, but if
awesome.
it's like somebody who would be like, somebody who you would think is like wife material,
Right.
I don't, it just, I don't know if I could do that.
It doesn't sound like you can. It sounds like you can. Like there would have to be a lot riding on it for you to. That's all I'm hearing or feeling. Like you're like, it really feels like a no. Ray. Is it a no or is it an I don't know?
It's mostly a no, but it would have to be one of those. But I would not say could be. It could never happen. But I probably would say like
Right.
no,
Right.
like no.
Yeah. So, are, are you asking me?
Well, yeah, oh, sure.
Okay, I get to play too. All right. Whew. So that's happened before for me. So like in a bar, in a place or whatever, and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh shit. It's happened a few times. So then the next few times that it happened, I'm like, oh, this is happening again. I remember the last time, and every time it's so uncomfortable for me. I don't know. Like I I don't even know your names. Like I can't like for me sex is like so not judging others and other layers and experiences, like do your thing, be safe, have your fun, be respectful of each other, consent, all that stuff. But for me, I have to know somebody. Like I really
Yeah,
do. I just have to know and connect with them. Otherwise, like it's just not it's not for me. Like I'm not the one night stand kind of person. Like
yeah,
it's just no, I can't. It has to be like a connection. So now you're talking about this couple or whatever. Okay. Do I look at my girl and say, hey, these are two like cue her in and see if she wants to like like flirt back or like whatever. Actually, I would probably know that if I'm with somebody and this is happening, their stance on it. So I guess I would just plug into like, hey, check out 3 o'clock. They want to take us home with them. And she might be like, stop it, you're crazy. But I'm like, check it out. Right. But are we going home with them or that? No, man. No. First of all, that doesn't make me feel special. It makes me feel like, what number on their bedpost notch are we going to be? What, it may be their first time. You never know.
Right.
But for me personally, I'm thinking this might be a lifestyle for them. It's not a lifestyle. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like if it's not going to be integrated in my lifestyle, I don't want to explore it once. Like, like bungee jumping. I could give a shit less about bungee jumping. Never have, never will. I feel like this, although feels kind of sexy, it feels, if it's the right, you pick your favorite celebrity power couple or something. If it's, Brangelina or whatever they were called, show up and they're like, hey, Ray, and significant other, you want to go do this thing? Her favorite guy, your favorite actress, right?
Right.
Pick him, have that conversation. So just want to know if, let's just say if, that whole, the celebrity list. If this
Right.
are we doing it if it's these two people? What do you think?
Well, I think that's different because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So that's a different thing to put into it, a different factor.
Yes.
I still do it. I think it's one of those things like I couldn't tell you. And on that level, we're talking about the fantasy level of
Right.
a fantasy couple. It would have to be one of those things like I don't know. It'd have to be like one of those in the moment type of things.
Right. Right.
Like I couldn't say no, but I couldn't say I couldn't say yes. It's either it's gonna be like
I feel that.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand that too because it sounds good, looks good on paper, right? And you're like, oh yeah, and like, but in that moment, is it still the heart calls for this?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe you're like, hey
I
guys,
almost
I'm really
feel like I
flattered.
couldn't do it, but like I don't know, like, but part of my mind would be like, dude, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Right.
This is something you'll never forget. Whatever the repercussions, just deal with that later.
It's Angelina and Brad, like.
Right.
Oh, that would not be my go-to,
No. I don't even know what my go-to would even be. I don't really follow celebrities, so
yeah,
I don't really know.
I feel like a part of me wants to share, but there's another part that's like, hey, you keep that for you, man. Or maybe a future episode. Stay tuned next week. I'm just kidding. When John with a J reveals his celebrity crush, maybe. No, stop. You put me on blast right now? I told you, man, she is a sacred teacher. Like that's just I could never see her in that light, man. Love her.
Yeah, I understand.
From now until the end of time. But it's like I get what's the closest you would say, like maybe like a sisterly love. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Like I think she's attractive, but I'm kind of like we've had this discussion before.
This was one of the pre-talks or post-talks, folks. But Ray's cracking open the vault, man. With the vengeance.
I don't know. I could never I don't know. She's one of those things I can't really picture. I don't know. But I think she's attractive, and I think she's like,
right.
She's a great teacher and everything, but I don't
Right.
really have that feeling towards her. So
Yeah. Folks, we have talked about this, and he's like, same for me. And I'm like,
it's weird. It's weird how sometimes you'll run into somebody. I'm not even just teal. like somebody who is very attractive, but there's just you just don't have that like I don't know, it's that chemistry. And you could tell that they're attractive. And you could look at them and be like objectively
Right.
like, yeah, that's an attractive person, but I'm not attracted to them.
Yeah. And it's so definitive too. It's not even like
Mhm.
maybe, it's like it's just not there. You're like, come on, man. Like it should be there, dude. Where can we wake up? Like it's right there. And all of your being is like, no, that's a quick no. It's not a harsh no. It's not a bad no. It's just a no, no.
You know what it is? It's almost like when you hear a song that's outside your genre and you hear it and you could tell you could appreciate the musicianship. You know, okay,
Right,
I can tell they're playing really good. They're
right.
really good at their instruments. They have talent. They're really talented person. They're really, I could see the song. I could see why people like the song,
Yeah,
but I don't like it. It's not something I would play.
right.
And I think it's kind of like that.
Yeah. There's no you have no connection to it.
Yeah, it's like, but you could appreciate,
Right. And
what went
see,
into the song.
that's harsh to say because I definitely have a connection with Teal. But like, so I can't say that there is no connection.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like a physical romantic,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess on that level.
Yeah. So where was this taking us? I feel like we left some stones unturned.
So we were talking about swingers, and
Yeah. Yeah. But what part of this conversation do we leave out
I don't know.
that we haven't explored, to really get to the truth of the matter here? And yours
Well,
was,
well, I think it's sort of the one of those things too. Is that like I guess it really comes down to as well as how you view sex. Is like you said, it's kind of sacred for you. You have to have an emotion. You have to know someone for a while. There has to be a deeper connection.
yeah,
Or
trust.
some
There's got to
people
be trust.
where some people it's more of a it's just more of a purely pleasure experience. um doesn't mean that some people can, I guess some people could still have it, like I guess maybe like a hippie type movement where oh, love, I love everybody, and it's just like
Right.
it could be, I mean, I guess it could be on some level of a love, but more of a, I guess it's more a little more impersonal type of love, and that you're just willing to do that with anyone that you feel any kind of feeling towards, or any kind of attraction, or um even the simplest connection, you're willing to do that. But
Yeah.
I don't know, I just yeah, I don't know. But the thing is that when you're with somebody that you have that deeper connection with, it's like you're mixing two different kind of connections.
Yeah.
I have a really, you have a real deep connection with someone that you're with in this relationship, and now you're gonna go bring it into like more of a more shallow, doing that with somebody that you just met. And let's say even they are physically attractive, you are attracted to them. It's like you're almost like you're it's just like two different energies. When you're
Yeah.
making love to someone that in a relationship, and you have that deep connection, you're making love to them, versus now you're bringing two other people in and you're not really making love to them. You're just having like wild intercourse.
Yes. Yes.
And it's just
Calisthenics.
like,
Yes.
it's a weird mixture of different energies.
Right. That makes sense.
It's like a cross between two different kind of energies, and it's just, I don't know. I think that's kind of what it is too.
So what if, and you can play the hypothetical role of singlehood, just reimagine or whatever,
Mhm.
right? Or you can just politely decline exploring this with me. But let's say you're sitting where you were. Was this last night you said?
Yeah.
Last night. By yourself, not in a committed relationship, singled out, right? I'm
Mhm.
gonna imagine the same thing. And the same things happen. They're
You know
just
what?
into you, and
You know
they want to
what?
make you,
I think the difference is, the weird thing is that like what are we gonna Eiffel Tower her? What another dude like?
whoa, you're just assuming I meant a male and a female. This could be
Well, you were
two
saying
women.
almost like last night it was like man and a woman.
Right,
So
right, 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 right. Sure. Okay, busted. But either or, and you can explore them together or separately.
if I was single and it was two women that I was attracted to, yeah, I would do it just because it would be a life experience and it'd be something just to, I don't know.
First
I mean,
time.
but I would have to kind of like, it wouldn't just be an immediate immediate yes. I would have to kind of like get to
Right,
know a little bit. I mean, I have to
right.
like,
You're not meeting him at the bar and going home to hook up.
right.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a guy and a girl, it's like kind of like I don't know if I want to like just totally like I
Say it. Say it. What? You don't want to what?
I don't know. I want to like bang another girl with a dude.
So you've never done that.
No,
And the other scenario, you've never done that either.
no, never done that.
Same here. Never.
Yeah. So
So okay, the guy and the girl's a no.
yeah, it's a no.
Two girls, you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah,
Fair?
yeah.
I think I'm saying there's a chance on both sides.
Both sides.
Yeah. But yeah. I'm not closing the door on either one. But the one more favor, like the one that you favor, I would favor that one as well. The two women, yes.
Mm.
Right. But this other scenario, I mean, it could be just one of those really cool couples, man. And like you fall in love with them and you're like, fuck it, why not? You know, you're in Turks and Caicos or whatever it's called, or you're in the Fiji Islands or somewhere exotic, and they're like, and you're like, I don't know. I'm not saying no to that. So the door it's not wide open, but it's like, it's cracked. This one, I mean, you know me, man. Why are you laughing, dude? What?
That one.
Ray knows me, folks. Ray knows, and I don't think our audience knows, but they will when the time is right. But that door, Ray said there is no door. There was a door. It's been ripped. It's been
There's
ripped
not even
out.
a wall. There's not even a wall.
That's so true, but so mean. It's so true. There's no building. It's just
Yeah.
space, the final frontier. I'm gonna boldly go, Ray, where this man has never gone before. So am I manifesting this on the show right now? Am I doing this? Did I just make this shit real?
I got some Merlinite on me, so maybe they'll
I don't have any stones in arm's length. So not true. Let's bring some turquoise in.
Turquoise and Merlinite. Activate. Bodhi Bro powers. Activate.
So mote it be. Well, that'll probably happen in a week now. Thanks, Ray, for the gift that.
Can't wait for that episode.
But let's be clear. We had a little fun there. Now, Ray knows this part about me. I'm not looking for that one night at the bar then.
Yeah.
For me, again, it's sacred. And that's a power of three thing for me. And I don't want it to be casual. I don't want it to be a novelty. Oh, and I mark that off to it. No, I would very much be open to that being the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Is that
And you want?
when you know what I've shared with you? Is that
Yeah.
Did I say that in all authentic
Mm-hmm.
flow, right? Like I didn't leave anything out there, right?
No, that's what you want. That's what you want.
Holy shit, that felt pretty good. I feel like I just came out of like a hiding of sorts.
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, I mean, like that whole public reveal of something that you don't really share. Like I don't talk about this with many people at all.
Right.
Wait, that's not probably. I mean, like I probably more than most would, but still, it's if I've shared that with you,
Right.
then I trust you.
Right.
So because that can be met with a lot of judgment, as can any sexual
Right.
lifestyle
But
or
but the people who judge you on that's their problem. They're just revealing where they're attached, what their mind is clinging to of what you should be different than what I think you should be. You know, that's has nothing to do with you as your worth of what you want.
Yeah.
That's their problem. You
and
know.
look, I've seen some beautiful thruples or whatever you want to call them, families on social media now. This was something I've been talking about like 10 years ago, so whatever, like even before that, probably. And now it's I mean, it's just really it's reassuring, it's revitalizing, it's inspiring to see that being shared on social media. For me, now, lots of other stuff has been people are like, man, that's nothing. For me, that's something. And so, to know like my daughter supports that, and friends like you are like, yeah, man, as long as you're happy, dude. And it's it's
When did you
again,
realize that you wanted that?
years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, like at least a decade.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while, and it's never happened. It's come close twice, but never fully happened with all parties involved. And each time it was so magical, so loving, wonderful. There was never any sex involved. Um, just that never got there. But that wasn't the important thing. The important thing was just that very significant power of three, that dynamic, and it wasn't going to ever, in either of those instances, be, oh, let's go find someone else. So let's open this up to something that was like, this is if this happens, if right, this is all it's going to be, right? Like, are we all in agreement? Like, this is it. It's not like, oh, this has been fun, but wouldn't it be more fun if no? Like, this is it. It's like when a man and a woman, or a woman and a woman, a man and a man go, we're getting married. It's like, this is it, right? It's the same.
Yeah.
That's my, at least
It's the commitment.
right. This is the commitment. It's not like, oh, well, one day maybe. No. Like, if that's your thing, that's not the thing that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's rare to find that, but today not as much as it used to be, and I'm filled with hope that
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely not impossible to get that. I don't see why it would be.
and I think the fun part is letting go of the how it's going to happen, or what it's exactly going to look like, because you and I both know when you can really release resistance to the how or who or when, how, just as soon as you can drop that weight, that's when that Bodhi Bros manifestation is gonna like, there it is, dude. So hey man,
Absolutely.
can I share something with you?
Yeah.
It's so good talking to you, man. We were talking about maybe doing the episode today, and you're like, I said, what time is the latest? And you told me, and I'm like, I had some things going on. I was like, I just want to talk to Ray. If he doesn't want to do a show, like, I just wanted to have my once a week with Ray.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah. It's important. And I drove around town tonight doing some stuff to get out of the house because I work from home. And on the way to this little festival that they do once a week here, it was really cool too, by the water. Dude, nice. On the way there, I was like, come on, man. Like, I just need to meet like a Bodhi Ray, like give me somebody here, someone cool here. Like I need a physical friend here. And yours was the name. I'm like, bring me a Ray here. Beachside, damn it. And I end up sitting next to a man that was probably twice your age. And he couldn't stop talking to me, dude. I'm like, fucking Rays, this is what you sent me? And I appreciate every moment. And I'm like, I laughed. And he's like, it wasn't boring or anything like that. Like he was really in love with the music and sharing his wisdom with me and stuff. And I was like, all right, I don't see how this is my beachside Ray, but I'm grateful for this exchange right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a cool old dude. And he was just sharing like instruments he's played and stuff. And he was like, yeah, and he's like, what instruments do you play? And he's like, I know that guy in the band, and I'm like, he's my neighbor. And I'm like, cool, man. Like, really, like I just sat next to him. He felt like the vibe was there. Like, I'm gonna talk to this guy.
It's really nice, man. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. It's a real dude. If you ever come to visit, man. Now I've been here long enough to where I'm like, all right, Ray's here for 2 days. These are the places, man. These are the places. Ray and maybe significant other if your partner's traveling with you.
Right. Well, what I got too. New deck.
Are you dropping that shit on me right now?
New deck.
I thought you were about to wrap it up and say, folks,
I was about to wrap it up, but I'm like, you know what? Why don't we pull from the Great Eastern Oracle? And it's a very short reading, so we're not gonna go like an hour into.
I feel like our fan out there was panicking. I feel like our fan was like, they're not doing cards anymore. What the beep beeps, right? Like, I'm glad you pulled it out.
Here's what the back of the cards look like.
I feel like
here's what the artwork looks like. And I guess they're all from different Eastern oracles.
Is this
like
Helena Fairchild again?
What?
Is this Fairchild, the artist?
No, this is Razuli.
Oh, I meant the artist of the cards.
Well, I don't know. It says by Razuli. That's
maybe that's who the artist is. Okay.
I don't know. It just says Razuli. I don't know who did the art. I don't know.
No, it just looked familiar, like a familiar style. Anyway, beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. Where'd you get the deck?
There's a nice little shop in the mall, but it's owned by this like woman, so it's not like a corporate place or anything like that.
You want to give him a shout out?
I don't even remember what the name of it is.
Next time, folks. Next week. Stay tuned. Oh, wait. Right. So you pulled the card.
All right, I'm gonna pull.
Ask a question, folks. Set an intention. Do your thing. Could be romance, could be finance, could be general, could be future, present, past, whatever you want. Pick a thing. Bring it into the heart. Release as much resistance as you can to all the things. Okay. Be open to receive.
Golden path to your reality. Look for benefits to the impossible. Look at that. There's no number for it, but I'll do the reading.
Let's give it the number 3, Ray, because we're in the manifestation period here, brother.
Oh yeah.
We're making the impossible possible. Tell me it's not possible.
Okay. Well, there's two things. There's the expression and the reflection. Here's the expression. Picture yourself walking alone in a barren desert. All you see around you is nothing but mirage. At some point, you are startled and suddenly become aware of a guiding light inviting you to step in. A similar light is hidden inside you. It is a divine gift that longs to develop your deeper vision for life. That unique gift is called imagination. This light is eager to take you out of confusion and guide you to a new opportunity and discovery of who you were created to be. And here's the reflection. I guess this one is a little bit long, but longer. Buddha's message comes across centuries to help you recreate yourself. Your imagination is light that reveals so much. Use it to enhance your creative power. You are endowed with a remarkable ability to build your dream life. Use your ideas and thoughts to inspire your mind and overcome intrusions of limiting fears and concerns. Free yourself from obsessive and dreary thoughts that are not leading you anywhere. When your mind is free, your imagination becomes the treasure map for discovering new ways of living your ideal reality. Perhaps you have not paid much attention to the possibility of living a life enriched with imagination. By cultivating your mind and paying careful attention to it, you'll be able to discern new potentials and opportunities. Listen to the truth that dwells within you and develop a relationship with your deepest self. From this perspective, you can tap into the energy of creation that flows through you. Be open to exploring how you can express this energy in a way that is natural to you. When you find a way to engage with life creatively, you will discover that your world is rich with possibility. Creative living opens up your environment so that many resources become available to you. When this happens, you will see beauty in your surroundings and yourself. Soon, your world will begin to fill with peace and harmony.
Reminded of Gene Wilder singing Pure Imagination.
Hmm.
I'll drop that link below, folks, if you're not aware. It's from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, if you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it, want to change the world, there's nothing to it. Yeah, that's up. But it's just all, about unlocking the power or just releasing or reveling in the allness of your imagination and just letting it be what it was as a child and to revisit that as an adult and all that really is an allowance. It's there. It hasn't disappeared. Sometimes we feel less imaginative, less creative, but that's just the burdens of the world that we've allowed to weigh us down. But if we simply move those out of the way and make room for that voice that of imagination, that's our inner child, and
Yeah.
that's a very, very strong and amazing thing. And do baby steps. Do what feels good and feels right, like and
Follow your
that
bliss.
what's that?
Follow your bliss.
Yeah, and that could be something as simple as coloring in a coloring book. That doesn't even have to be simple. It could be a very complicated and layered event too. Um, but it could be riding a bike. Maybe it's something you haven't done in years. It could be climbing a tree or sitting under a tree or walking on the beach or putting together a model of sorts, just whatever. And because I think a lot of times when we don't give ourselves permission to do that, we lose touch of the powerful creators that we are. And we feel sometimes we settle for the mundane or the routine or it's even, dare I say, the pain versus realizing like I can create a whole different movie that I'm watching right now. I just have to use my imagination and start visualizing and pulling those things toward me and feeling into them and believing them like we did as children. Um, but not in a word way, and that's when I think you start manifesting, right? Is
Yeah.
when that's in alignment with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's being in alignment with your heart and your mind. They say magic, imagination. Magic is imagination. It
Yeah.
all starts whatever you want to manifest. It all starts within your imagination.
Right.
You have to use your imagination to see it, to visualize it. So it all starts with that using that imagination, and you kind of have to, it's not a struggle. you know, when you're a kid, you didn't have to struggle to use your imagination to play.
Right.
Play was play. You didn't have to work at it.
There, man. It's a
It just came.
channel.
It just flowed.
Yeah.
So you just have to connect with that part of you. And he said, you know, coloring, doing stuff. Those are good things that kind of trigger that or open that up if that imagination has been kind of closed off for a little bit.
Right.
You may need something like a practice to kind of light that, you know, light that fire within you, that using that imagination. Then from there, you know, what do you want to create? Start using that imagination in different areas of your life, and you know, and just. But it has to start with that.
Right. And like what I'm glad you said that, because it reminded me of the one element I left out. So thank you for that. Oh, I thought I was gone. Is that when we allow ourselves to do the simplest of things, and we should encourage that in each other, like that it's, oh, I don't have to get something done. It just doesn't have to be productive. There's so much productivity and so much to be done by allowing yourself to do these simple pleasures, these simple treasures, these connecting with the child. Because in that coloring of the book, made through clarity and connection and the heartfelt moment, comes something that changes the course of the world, right? A new product, a new thing, just a new opportunity to explore that opens another door, and blah, 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 so forth and so on. But that came because you allowed yourself and gave yourself permission to just do what feels good.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, you don't prejudge what's going to come out.
Right.
You don't know. You may think, oh, I'm gonna use my imagination, and I'm just gonna doodle in this sketchbook, and the next thing you know, you're building you're creating a whole cartoon sketch, and now you're creating characters and a plot, and you know, it builds. But you didn't know that from beginning, and you might have judged it, be like, yeah, it's just kind of stupid, or this is just kind of like,
yeah. And you post it on Instagram, and it goes freaking viral, and the next thing you know, your life is forever changed.
Don't have any expectation in it, and just play. You know, when you played with a kid, when you were a kid and you colored and you painted and you did stuff, you know, you didn't come there and say like, well, I don't know if I want to paint this or play because other people might not like it, or it's not going to be, you know, you didn't have you just did it because that's what you love, that's what you were in alignment, that's what you were just in the flow of doing what you enjoyed, and you're following your bliss and just having a good time and listening to your heart and following it. And whatever came out of that, whatever manifested out of that, was what it was. So,
dude, I'm just sitting here reveling of where this conversation started and where it's at. I feel like we're kind of getting closer to where we wanted this to be, when we're like, it needs to be the pre-show. It needs to be the pre-show and the post-show. It needs to stop, just let it be what it wants to be. And I feel like this is getting closer to that feeling, right? Does it?
Yeah.
We're not there yet, folks. Ray and I will know. We'll let you know. We'll be like, wait, we finally figured it out. We were getting in our own ways. and once that, you know, magically just dissipated, here we are, folks, and this is the new show. And we'll probably do that 30 more times. We're here again. We figured something. It's another layer, another level.
Yeah. I mean, we have no outline in this. We just do what we do.
Yeah. And I think
just playing.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that's a good lesson for us, man. Like, just fuck it, man. Like, we just have to allow ourselves to just talk and, like you just said, play, and not hold on to those. I'm speaking for me. Those last little grappling hooks of, oh, but this person might care, or this, and again, not calling anyone out or anything like that. I just you know what I mean. Like,
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I feel like when we can just feel like we can just spill, that's going to be that poetry we've been thirsting for.
Yeah,
we'll get there though. Yeah. So thanks for pulling the card, man. That felt good, man. And it was a perfect way to wrap things up too, and a reminder to leave with ourselves and our fan out there. We love you, fan. Hope you're still watching. No, we
Yeah,
have some people that watch, and we very much love and appreciate the continued support. If you've made it this far into this episode, I mean, thank you for being here. I hope you got something valuable, entertaining, or otherwise out of it. But yeah, Ray, I'm glad we did this tonight. I didn't know if I was gonna have the steam or if we were gonna the time was gonna work out. But
yeah. I didn't know if I would be either because I was kind of felt like a little under the weather today. But I mean, I feel fine now. So maybe
Yeah.
I needed this to kind of.
Yeah, in fact, in our 30-second pre-show, folks, I was like, damn, dude, did you drink some coffee or something? You look up. And he's like, what? Just the opposite.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, wow, dude. So, you know what? I like to think that you were just so excited that we were going to get to spend this time together that it just was a natural effervescent for you.
I think I had Bodhi withdrawal.
It's a thing, folks. It really is. And we're going to make it not a thing somehow. Like it's going to be so much Bodhi that we're going to need a Bodhi break. Like a Bodhi break.
Right.
But let's worry about that when we get to that issue. Ray, we got to take one day off, man. Like the schedule is nuts.
I know.
Yeah. Well, hey, what a great conversation that'll be. Because then we'll like look at each other, laugh, and be like, we can't take a day off, man. Let's go, bitch.
That's right. Show must go on.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you endlessly. And everyone out there, thank you. A million thank yous. We'll see you next week. Without any further ado, I'm John with a J.
Phoenix Ray. We out.
We out. Wait, we're not out?
We're not out. We're still recording.
All right, we're still recording. And now we're out. Bye, folks. Woo!